Week we're going to talk about exploring Earth's surface. So we're going to talk about topography. Topography is the shape of the land. An area's topography might be flat or sloping, hilly, or mountainous. The topography of an area includes the area's elevation, relief, and landforms. A topographic map is a map that shows the surface features of an area. So you can see here how this is like mountainy, and you can see that it's raised. That's topography. Elevation. That's the height above sea level of a point on Earth's surface. So you can see sea level is in the water. And if you are even with the sea, you are on a 0-foot contour line. And then if you're above sea level, obviously you're however many feet above. So this shows you the elevation of the Earth's crust. Relief. The distance in elevation between the highest and lowest parts of an area is its relief. So you can see here some mountains. So the difference between these 2 points would be the relief of this area. So this being the highest and here being the lowest. Landforms. A landform is a feature of topography, such as a hill or valley formed by the processes that shape Earth's surface. Different landforms have different combinations of elevation and relief. So we have mountains, hills, oceans, plains, rivers, lakes, and then the road. So these are all different types of landforms. Landforms vary greatly in size and shape. From level plains to high mountain peaks, we will be learning about the 3 main types of landforms: mountains, plains, and plateaus. So here's a mountain over here, right? A plain is a flat area, okay? We're going to learn about all these things this week. Mountains. A mountain is a landform, high elevation and high relief. They usually occur as part of a mountain range. A mountain range is a group of mountains that are closely related in shape, structure, and age. So Mount Everest, K2, and Mount McKinley. A plain is a landform made up of nearly flat or gently rolling land with low relief. A plain that lies along the seacoast is called a coastal plain. A plain that lies away from the coast is called an interior plain. So here we see pretty flat, slightly rolling hills of North Dakota, super flat upper coastal plain of Georgia, and then the lower coastal plain of Georgia. A landform that has high elevation and a more or less level surface is called a plateau. A plateau is rarely perfectly smooth on top. Streams and rivers may cut into the plateau surface. The Columbia Plateau in Washington. We've got one in Pakistan and Colorado. So see how they're tall, but they're flat on the top? So this wouldn't be a mountain because there's no peaks. This makes it a plateau. So a large area of land where the topography is made up mainly of one type of landform is called landform region. So we've got Europe, South America, North America, Australia. Maps and globes show the size, shape, and position of Earth's surface features. A map is a flat model of all or part of Earth's surface as seen from above. A globe is a sphere that represents Earth's entire surface. So here we show a map. See how it's flat? And then obviously we have a globe. A map scale relates distance on a map to a distance on Earth's surface. Scale is often given as a ratio. Map makers use shapes and pictures called symbols to stand for features on Earth's surface. A map's key or legend is a list of all the symbols used on the map with an explanation for their meanings. So here you can see these symbols mean miles. So we've got lines that are white, colored lines, and then these are the most common. And then here we have a legend, which is going to show colors that mean different things. We have boats that mean different things. So to find a point on Earth's surface, you need a grid. A grid uses lines to make rows and columns on the map. The rows go from side to side, and the columns go up and down. Most maps and globes show a grid. So here you see this grid with lines and then columns. To locate positions on Earth's surface, scientists use units called degrees. A degree is 1/360th of the distance around a circle. Halfway between the North and South poles, the equator forms an imaginary line that circles the Earth. The equator divides the Earth in the northern and southern hemispheres. A hemisphere is 1/2 of the sphere that makes up Earth's surface. So here we have the top hemisphere, the bottom hemisphere, and here this red line is the equator. The prime meridian makes a half circle from the North Pole to the South Pole. It passes through Greenwich, England. Places to the east of the prime meridian are the Eastern Hemisphere, and places to the west are the Western Hemisphere. So here we have the equator, which runs this way, the prime meridian, which runs up and down, and then you have the Western Hemisphere and the Eastern Hemisphere. By using the equator and prime meridian, map makers have constructed a grid made up of lines of latitude and longitude. The lines of latitude and longitude on a map form a grid that can be used to find locations anywhere on Earth. The equator is 0 degrees and is the starting place for measuring latitude, which is the distance north or south of the equator. So here's the parallel lines of latitude. Okay? So a city on this line is 40 degrees south. The prime meridian is also 0 degrees, and it's the starting place of measuring longitude, which is the distance east or west of this. Okay? So longitude, think long. Longitude goes up and down, okay? So we have east longitude and west longitude. So this city here is located at 20 degrees east. Okay, so this is how we are going to map the Earth's surface. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and open up your assignment and begin. If you have any questions, please pop into the meeting. Have a good day.